The picture painted there, and the prophecy. it's something that we should be concerned about, because everyone is talking about recovery, looking at today we've touched on interest rates. We are like, oh, they are coming down. It seems like everything's gonna work out. Then IMF comes and says, yo, wait a minute, we are not yet there. Ken, initially, you of course, you followed that particular pressure by the IMF. They described it, we are almost going back to the 20s?
They call it the tepid 20s. So in a way, it's a play on the 1920s, which are called the roaring 20s. The 2020s are expected to be the tepid 20s. So it's a very gloomy outlook. And what the IMF is saying is if there's no course correction, we're expected to see a very low-performing decade, almost a lost decade, because of low growth and high debts.
Okay.
So it's in a sense, it's a warning to policymakers. They need to be a bit more vibrant with their policy mix.
Definitely. Prof, now looking at your friend, Daktari at the CBK, and the way he's been handling issues, the Monetary Policy Committee, looking at Treasury, the way they've been handling matters fiscal. Do you think we will avert this particular projection because of our discipline, intradiscipline within the country?
Much has to be done. A lot has to be done. When you listen to that clip, a lot has to be done, even from within. I think it's a time to fold the sleeves and work. There's nothing that we are going to get coming by its own. When you look at the projections, they are bad for many countries. As you can see, the developed nations are projected to go lower in terms of even when you look at China, a good part of Europe, UK, they have been all in recession. When you look at the emerging countries, they have also been in recession, a good number of them. So we cannot be the odd one out, just like that. I mean, there has to be a lot of work. Yes. I think among the developed nations, it's only US which was doing well there. The rest of the developed nations are down. So we must, from a Kenyan perspective, do work. Why? Our fiscal discipline we must have. We must also have our monetary discipline. Ensure that our monetary policies are the ones that are actually enabling our economy to grow. It is not a time for trial and error. We have had some trial and error in the past, but I think we need to just be critical on the matters, because otherwise we'll go with the rest of the world, which is a good part of the world now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, definitely. And gentlemen, we want to take a short break. When we come back, there is the issue of the rates again, but this one now with the central banks. Is their projection? Ken, last week we were discussing, and you are saying what we want to hear from the CBK governor is whether the CBR is coming down. Well, the IMF says that, well, if we do it right, then there is a probability that in the second half of the year 2024, these rates will start dropping. Is that a reality that we'll leave? We tackle that after the break.